does Obamacare violate my constitutional rights? And so far, Obamacare hasn't really changed anything about the structure of our healthcare system. A few mandates are in place about people with pre-existing conditions and people who are under 26 years old. There are some changes in the healthcare industry specifically. But in 2014, everyone in the United States, just about everyone, will be required to carry health insurance, and not just any health insurance, but the health insurance that the government mandates is okay, that has the minimum essential coverage requirements. And so we talk about that in this flyer, and we discuss how this kind of mandate from government is brand new. We've never seen the government order every citizen without any prerequisite activity to purchase a good or service in the private market. That's unheard of. And simply the fact that Congress has never used this power before, I think, speaks to its unconstitutionality. If Congress had had this power for the past 200 years, you'd think that they would have tried to use it specifically, during some very tough times in our past, like the Great Depression, or during some world wars. You would think that if the government could mandate what people buy, they would have done that, but they didn't because they knew that it was outside of the reach of Congress's powers.
Where can we find out more information that you're talking about, referring to? Sure.
Well, the Independent Women's Voice website is iwvoice.org, but we have several healthcare projects going on, and an important one is our healthcare hub, which is savingourhealthcare.org. It's the word savingourhealthcare.org. And we have links to these PDF documents that you can download and make copies of. I think they're really helpful for grassroots organizations. And like I said, it's a recess guide. So our goal is to put this information and these suggested questions for members of Congress into the hands of people who are attending town hall meetings or meeting with their members of Congress while those members are at home, and they can send them back to Washington, understanding better the concerns that citizens have. Citizens are empowered when they have the right information, and the information about this law is so difficult to break down because it is so complex. It has so many working parts. 3,000 pages. It's a lot of reading for citizens who work in the private sector and have their own businesses and have their own families to tend to. So that's one thing that we hope that we can do at IWF and IWV is break down these complex laws and public policy questions into terms that American families can understand and relate to, and that they can be empowered by that kind of information. So savingourhealthcare.org, iwvoice.org, and finally, Independent Women's Voice has a healthcare website that's solely dedicated to the lawsuits, the constitutional questions, and that is healthcarelawsuits.org.
Great. Well, this is Michael Osterlink, and I was speaking with Hadley Heath, Senior Policy Analyst for the Independent Women's Forum. Thanks, Hadley.
Thanks for having me.